many types of inequality, prejudice, and discrimination that have been exposed in American society over the last few decades. However, there is still a form of discrimination that is easily overlooked: discrimination by dialect.
Hi, Kool-Aid keeps me very wise. Stand by, please, for big surprise.
Whether we choose to recognize it or not, we all speak dialects. Over the next 10 minutes, it is my goal to call out prejudice as practiced through individual perception of dialect and to identify methods to overcome this bias. My name is Robert Vincent. Here's a question for you to consider. Do you discriminate? The answer is the same for all of us. Yes, we all discriminate every day. We discriminate when we choose what to wear. We discriminate when we choose what to eat. We discriminate when we choose our friends. This type of discrimination is defined by Merriam-Webster as the quality or power of finely distinguishing. This is a basic element of human behavior. The type of discrimination taking place with dialects fits another definition. Merriam-Webster describes discrimination first and foremost as prejudiced or prejudicial outlook, action, or treatment.
Now, boys and girls, you are Frito Bandidos too. You sing the Frito Bandido song, and you loco for crunchy Fritos corn chips. That's nice.
A revealing experiment was conducted in which children ranging from 3 to 5 years old were asked to receive a box of crayons and a drawing pad from one of two magic boxes. The boxes had an identical appearance, but Steve spoke standard American English while Kenneth spoke African American English. After hearing both boxes, children were asked, which box has nicer presents? And which box sounds nicer? The responses demonstrated the influence dialect has, even at an early age. The children said things like, "I like him," pointing to Steve, "because he sounds nice." "I don't like him," pointing to Kenneth. "I think I want my present from Kenneth if he doesn't bite." "'Cause Steve is good, Kenneth is bad." Children acquire attitudes about language differences early, and these attitudes quickly become entrenched. Think about your favorite cartoons as a child. The villain and their henchmen are often portrayed by an accented speaker of English, while standard English is the dialect of choice for superheroes and lovable characters. Disney Studios is notorious for their reinforcement of stereotypes. The primary characters speak standard English or with a British dialect, while mean or unintelligent characters use African American or Southern English. With so much exposure to language stereotypes, it is no wonder prejudice develops at such an early age. Linguist and author Rosina Lippi Green notes that accent discrimination can be found everywhere. In fact, such behavior is so commonly accepted, so widely perceived as appropriate, that it must be seen as the last back door to discrimination. And that door is still wide open. Regional, social, and cultural influences play a large part in language discrimination as well. Southern speech is routinely perceived as backward, while a New York accent can be viewed as aggressive and rude. English as a second language speakers are often perceived as less intelligent than someone who is fluent in standard English. There are countless examples of the portrayal of this type of cultural stereotype in cartoons and mainstream television. How do we overcome this subliminal bias? Education and awareness are the keys to defeating this type of discrimination. Programs have been introduced into the educational system that ask students to question their prejudice through exposure to other dialects and learning the true meaning of what a dialect implies. One example involves having students listen over the phone to a voice and then examining what judgments they make based on the accent or dialect. There are also programs that compare the different dialects within a local area. These types of exercises have been proven to challenge the students' knowledge and beliefs and introduce a shift in attitude regarding other accents and dialects. What can we do as individuals? We can start by recognizing our own bias against dialects and accents we are not accustomed to. We can learn to think before we stereotype another human being based on their accent or dialect. Stereotyping propels human interaction towards confrontation. Overcoming the bias of stereotyping creates a bridge toward more effective communication and positive interaction. While other forms of inequality, prejudice, and discrimination have become more widely recognized and exposed in recent decades, language prejudice is often overlooked and in some cases even promoted. I challenge everyone who watches this video to reflect upon their own language bias. Take the time to examine your judgments of others based upon their accent or dialect, and consider that they may have the same bias against you. Is that fair? The United States of America does not have a declared national language. This is because we celebrate freedom, which includes the freedom to communicate in the language of your choice. Regional and cultural accents should be celebrated, not shamed. Thank you.
That's nice.